One Piece chapter 1100, guys, it's finally here and let's have a huge recap. But before that, I would really love it if you subscribe to my channel. With that in mind, let's get right into the recap. First of all, last week we did see Saturn sneaking and listening to every conversation that Kuma and Vegapunk had. But guess what? They actually openly admit they have snail phones actually connected everywhere, which is recording everything in Agate Island. So they send Borsalino, aka Kizaru, the admiral, to look after everything on Agate Island. So guess what? We have ex Drake on Agate Island. Guess what? He's the only guy, other first generation member who was on Agate Island way before any of the others pirates, I guess. We see Saint Saturn actually blackmailing Kuma and Vegapunk because they know their connection to Dragon, etc., and they can't kill him because Kuma is actually a pirate. So first thing that Saint Saturn proposes is that Kuma becomes a warlord because there is a spot open for him because some guy, a rookie named Ace, actually defeated the previous warlord, which makes me wonder who the previous warlord is, and it's really nice that we get to see an Ace movement in this chapter. The second proposition that Saturn has is that Kuma undergoes a special surgery just along with Bonnie that will make him a cyborg and the ultimate weapon of the Navy because he joins the Navy. Even Kizaru jokingly is happy that Kuma will be joining the Navy, which kind of annoys Vegapunk. And the third and final proposition that Saturn has is that he has to erase every memory that Kuma has as he has to become a mindless robot that works only for the Navy. And this actually makes, Vegapunk really angry because Vegapunk thinks that erasing memories basically means killing and he won't agree to killing. This just shows that Vegapunk is actually a really good person, which is why I guess Bonnie was angry at him before, but after seeing memories, she just changed and she actually is okay with Vegapunk. Kuma shocks everyone by revealing that he is actually smiling very happy, overflowing with tears, which are happy tears, that if it's for like Bonnie to get cured, he would do anything. He would even give his life. So yes, he accepts all these three propositions just so that Bonnie could be free, shocking all, even Saturn and Kizaru. So, Bonnie's operation will take 6 months and an additional 1 year of time where she has to, remain indoors until she can walk in pure sunlight. And Kuma's modifications will take about 2 years. So, their only leverage to make Kuma work is actually Bonnie, so that they can, use her as hostage to blackmail Kuma into being, obedient to them. Even though Kuma has no intention in running at all, because Kuma is Kuma and his kind. Well, I know that people can't trust him anyway. But Kuma has only one demand in written, and that is after the 6 month time period, he wants them to take Bonnie back to Sorbet Kingdom, which is their home, and keep her there instead of her being hostage in a marine facility somewhere or being sold as slave if Kuma, betrays them. He just wants her to stay at home, and that's the only demand he has, and Saturn surprisingly agrees. Another fun little segment in this chapter where actually, you see Vegapunk actually jotting down so many ideas. His brain is overloading, and he thinks if he wishes that someone else would do some other works that he has, like, going to the bathroom, etc. And he thinks it would be really better if there were five of him, five others of him, which is really cool, which is kind of setting up the future because that is exactly what happens, though there are six of his variants. Then we see a montage of Kuma being operated on and also Bonnie being operated on separate time. Bonnie is really happy that Kuma gets to stay with her for the next 6 months because she's always away from him for some other reason always, and now she is having fun with Sentomaru. This is really cute to see Sentomaru being annoyed but still doing everything that Bonnie asks, which makes the scene even more impactful when he actually saves Bonnie in the present. This montage, we also see them becoming a family. We see Vegapunk, Sentamaru, Bonnie, Kuma, and Kizaru sharing a meal together, which kind of makes them a found family type. This is the first time I'm seeing Kizaru being more human than any other chapter in One Piece. We also see them doing the Drums of Liberation dance. I mean, come on, even Kizaru is doing it, Bonnie is doing it, Vegapunk is doing it, Sentomaru is doing it. It's really great that Luffy is actually here. I can't believe that the giant robo underground didn't still wake up even after they heard, it heard the Drums of Liberation. And finally, after Bonnie's operation is done, after 6 months, I mean, he returns her home to Sorbet Kingdom. He personally goes there. We also meet Connie, who is the ruler of here, and she welcomes them with open arms, which is all sweet and well done. Then we meet a nurse who has to accompany, Bonnie the next year, which is actually a CP8 agent named Alpha, and she is here just to blackmail Kuma, saying that if you do something else out there, I will kill Bonnie, which is, no one cares about CP8 or anything below CP9 or CP0, which is like, we don't care. I know somehow Bonnie is gonna escape and become a pirate anyway. Kuma says thanks for being born to Bonnie because she actually made his life worthwhile and happy more than anyone else, which is really cute but also depressing at the same time, knowing that this might be the last time he sees her and actually remembers her because he's going to become a mindless cyborg. Also see various other people reacting to the news of Kuma becoming a warlord. First we see Doflamingo and Sugar. Sugar actually gives him the newspaper, and Doflamingo on his typical style is like, well, looks like we have another evil villain on our side. Foo 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 foo, which is his laugh actually. We also see Crocodile reacting to the news along with Miss All Sunday, which is basically Nico Robin. I guess this is from their Alabasta days. They still have this rain ship, that thing that was mentioned in chapter 212. Then we also see in the background the Banana Crocodile, which Sanji actually fights to save Luffy and the others, which is a really good callback. Also see a very insanely silent typical Mihawk just reading the newspaper. That's okay, I guess. Surprising cameo in the chapter is Alvida and Kobe, and Kobe is still a wimp, and Alvida's asking who is the strongest, me or Kuma, and Kobe replies, of course it's you, Alvida sama. Alvida's nowhere close to Kuma. Come on, guys. Also see Ace and the Whitebeard ship with Jimbei and Blackbeard, Marco all reacting to this news, and Ace is really happy that they found a new warlord because he actually took down one warlord. Also see Boa Hancock with Gloriosa or Neon, Grandma Neon, and they also react to the newspaper. Well, Boa doesn't really care anyway, but Grandma is like, you have to read this, you have to know what's happening across the world. We also see Gecko Moria and Perona, and Gecko Moria reacts to the news of Kuma becoming a warlord and his fruit Pawpaw fruit, which actually makes him laugh, which is really weird. I don't know why. You also see the revolutionary army reacting to it. Dragon is of course silent, thinking in his deep mind. He knows that Kuma has done this for a reason. Koala and Sabo and Hack are pretty shocked though. And this is the first time I guess we are seeing Sabo, Ace and Luffy in the same chapter, which is really cool after a really long time. In the final panel of the chapter, we see Kuma arriving at Fusha village. Makes me wonder why he is here. Is he here to see Dragon? I don't think so, because this is on marine business. So he might be here to acquire a boy who has eaten the, Nika fruit, and he's here to see who that is. But, then he sees Luffy and he actually leaves because he's Dragon's son or something. I don't know, maybe because in Thriller Bark he actually knew that he was Dragon's son. And we see Luffy for the first time in the flashback. We see him actually in the forest, actually annoyed a tiger, and he's running away from the tiger and he's laughing like hell. Well, he is Joy Boy, and it's really always refreshing to see Luffy's smiley face in the page, and I really love it. So anyway, there is no break next week. So chapter 1101 will be really here next week, and I'll be covering that too, as well as other Shonen Jump manga chapters when they release on my channel. So if you don't want to miss out on that, subscribe to my channel and like this video, share this with your friends. I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, sayonara guys, Chan out.